Welcome back to African Moon Tales, where wisdom meets real life. I'm your host, and with me is my father, my teacher, and my reminder that growth never stops.
Thank you, my son, and to everyone listening, welcome. Tonight, we're talking about something many men feel but rarely say out loud.
Why men lose themselves trying to please everyone.
When I was younger, being a good man meant being everything to everyone. But no one ever asked how that weight felt on the inside.
And that pressure starts early. Be a good son. Be a strong brother. Be the provider. Be the protector. Be the man who never says no.
Exactly. And somewhere along the way, men stop asking themselves, who am I? They start asking, who do they need me to be?
One of the biggest traps is approval. Men learn to trade authenticity for acceptance.
You bend long enough, and eventually you forget your original shape. Many men don't realize they're lost because everyone around them seems happy, except them.
You show up for everyone else, but you're absent from your own life.
And when a man ignores his own needs for too long, it shows up as anger, exhaustion, or silence. Not because he's weak, but because he's human.
Let's talk about the cost. What does it actually take away from a man?
It takes away your peace of mind, your time, and sometimes your sense of self. His voice, his boundaries, and eventually his peace.
That's powerful. You can be surrounded by people and still feel alone when no one knows the real you.
That's the tragedy. A man who gives everything away ends up with nothing left for himself.
So how does a man find himself again?
First, he learns that saying no is not selfish. It's honest.
Second, he understands that his worth is not measured by how much he sacrifices.
That's a powerful truth. And finally, he accepts that he cannot be everything to everyone, and he was never meant to be.
You don't lose people by being yourself. You lose yourself by pretending.
To every man listening, you are allowed to rest. You are allowed to choose yourself, and you are allowed to live a life that feels true.
If this conversation spoke to you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe to African Moon Tales for stories that heal, challenge, and guide.
Until next time, stay grounded, stay wise, and stay true.